everyone. This is Tina. And Tina, I know that when we first met, you were not feeling that great. Had high blood pressure, high cholesterol, had other problems. Kind of go through what your story is and what you were experiencing and what led you to reach out to us.
Well, I've been retired about 4 years. I'm 76 years old. And I was looking like I was 9 months pregnant. And I've always been thin. So this was driving me crazy. And I tried to do what everybody else does. I mean, you do all the diets on the market and you're trying to figure out what's going on. And yes, I have a thyroid condition. I've had it for decades. And I knew I had hyperthyroidism until postmenopausal, then we go hypothyroidism. So I got fat and lost hair. I don't have a hair. Good thing I wear wigs. And I read or I got on and listened to the master class. And by the way, the information is phenomenal. Even an endocrinologist that I've been going to for years could not tell me half the stuff that you have told me. Now, I have to say, currently, my new endocrinologist, I live now down in Pensacola, fabulous. And he is more on board of what I'm doing here. And he loves my blood work because they can't ask for that amount of thing because Medicare doesn't cover much. And he is thrilled and he works with me closely. In fact, I have a call with him tonight after my last blood work because it is phenomenal, ladies. I never thought I could. Number one, I've lost about 9 pounds. Do I need to lose more? Oh, hands down, yes. So it's an ongoing process. But I'm changing my eating habits, which has been very hard for me. I am not a person who eats 4 times a day. I eat once a day and then maybe have an apple or a pear or something like that. And that was it. And never realizing that it was actually making me more fat than it was losing the weight. And I was
Yeah.
amazed. And I'll be the first to tell you, I'm still struggling. There's no question about it. This is not easy. But they always say the things that are harder to get to actually are what you have the rewards at the end. And that's what I'm looking for.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
So it is phenomenal. And then the other thing, based on what I've been reading on the programs you sent me, consistency is essential. And I'm not saying I haven't slid off a couple of times and I pay for it. And I do realize what is happening because I have major gastro problems. And that's because for years, I wouldn't go outside of the home. And, of course, I was an airline stewardess. You couldn't on the plane say, "Excuse me, can I go now?" That doesn't happen. So my body reacted throughout the years. And I had a hemorrhoid operation. Do not recommend that. I cried for 2 months afterwards because you've got to have your body moving fluid. And if you don't eat the right foods, the body doesn't go that way. And it really doesn't. And anybody who, I mean, trust me, I've been every known diet to man if they can think of. This one has worked. And I believe it's because one, we've got great counseling. Two, the information you're telling us is unbelievable. I have a good support team from my gastroenterologist and my endocrinologist and my sister. It's wonderful. It really is. I mean, people need to take the steps. I was reluctant. I was so reluctant because I find it hard to ask for help. And you guys got to do it. I mean, yeah, it's going to cost you either way you go down the road, maybe financially, maybe emotionally, maybe physically. It's going to cost you if you don't take care of it. And I don't expect to live, way past a certain amount, but I'd like at least a better quality of life. And that's what my goal is to have a quality life because we're all going to go. It's just a matter of when. And in my age bracket, I'm losing friends left, right, and every which way to Sunday. So I thought, okay, we need to take everything under control. And that's the other issue is I do like control. So because of this lifestyle change, and that's what it is. It's not a diet. It's a lifestyle change. It's well worth it, but don't think it's easy because it isn't. I still struggle trying to figure out what I'm going to eat, and I'm not a cook. I tried with a retirement. Oh, I'll learn to cook. I hate it, but so I learned to do other things that works. And what Dr. G has done and giving you guidance is phenomenal, and her counselors are really very good and well versed. Ladies, you need to do this.
Well, that's wonderful. But if you can do it, well, then anyone else can do it. It's just a
Absolutely.
decision.
Absolutely. I'm an old lady. Never thought I'd say that. And trust me, I go, do you give senior discounts? You'd be surprised who say yes or no. And don't be afraid to ask because all they can say is no. And then you still try to wing it out there. And I've done that too. But anybody, especially if you're younger, don't put it off because you're going to get into a situation where it's going to be harder. And it's harder because I am older. If I'd been younger, it probably would have been a lot better. But also keep in mind as we age, and I've noticed this too, our skin is not it have the collagen that we used to have. I mean, I used to wear a lot of makeup. We don't now, which is probably very scary at the moment. But it just, ladies, if you're younger, do it because it's so worth it in the long term for not only you, but for your friends and family.
That's right. And you mentioned your blood work was fabulous. Now,
Oh,
can you tell us what has changed?
well, my cholesterol, apparently it's genetic, and I just started taking cholesterol medicine 4 years ago. It is because I am not a pill taker. I don't like pills. I'd rather do it on my own. Again, I don't like calling for help or whatever. My triglycerides, to give you an example, were over 500.
My
500.
goodness.
Yeah, oh, trust me. Oh, you should have heard the doctors. I had doctors calling me left and right, putting me on all sorts of medication. My cholesterol was over 300. My blood pressure, probably normal, is 178 over an 80 or over 90. I mean, we're talking high, ladies. We really are. Well, let me tell you, I brought my paperwork out. I know this, my doctor's going to go, absolutely, my endocrinologist tonight. My thyroid's a little up high. That's why he's calling me on that. But my cholesterol, I kid you not, ladies and gentlemen, is, oh, yeah, here it is. My cholesterol total is 122. Never
Wow.
has that ever been that way, ever. My triglycerides are 95.
Wow.
They were 500. My HDL cholesterol is 47. I mean, I kid you not. It is phenomenal. I'm not pre-diabetic anymore, which is what I showed before. I'm trying to think what else is um I have here. My thyroid is up. That's the reason why my endocrinologist is calling me because it's gone up. And he
And your
wants,
blood pressure went down, didn't
oh,
it?
it went down enormously. I just took it this morning, 122 over 80. Go figure.
That's
I mean,
fantastic.
it is. I mean, I've well, one, I'm not working, so my stress level's down enormously. But still, it is still, that to me is a huge plus because I have a friend of mine, 84 years old. We went to lunch on Friday. She has severe stroke on Sunday. And when I read about what causes strokes, what causes whatever else, you got to bring that blood pressure down. You've got to get that cholesterol under control. Yeah, you need cholesterol, and I'm on medication. And I did leave a note with my primary doctor that I'm going to wean myself because I tend to self-diagnose myself, which I have to be careful. But because I know if you take too much cholesterol medicine, it can be more detrimental. So I'm going every other day. I'm not going off it completely until I hear from her to see what she wants me to do. But yeah, the blood work is phenomenal. I only have, I think, one issue there, but that's been for years, and I'll have to talk to my doctor about that one. Other than that, all the numbers have come down exponentially. I mean, it's just unbelievable. So,
That's
ladies,
fantastic. That's
yeah.
fantastic. And what would you
Oh,
say to those who may be skeptical out there, may be wondering, is this for real? What would you say to that kind of person?
oh, it's real. There's no question about it. Seeing my numbers, because I follow them like clockwork, because I have to have a thyroid test every 6 months anyhow to see what's going on. The numbers here have shown it. It shows the before and the after. And I kid you not, by eating the correct foods, and actually food, and they're right, food heals you. By eating the right ones, it is amazing what brings down, and eating 3 meals a day with 2 snacks. And like I said, I struggle with that because it's not something I normally do. But you can do it. And I have to remind myself, I almost have to set a clock because I forget about time. Well, if I have a clock here on my side that's huge with a time, date, and everything else because I forget what day we're in. And so, but it's well worth doing this program. It really, really is because I took a year before I did it. I mean, I listened to the masterclass twice before I decided to do this. So yeah, I didn't take this lightly, and I really didn't because I'm a senior on a fixed income. I get it, but I want a quality life. I
And
really do. I have 2 grandchildren, and I want to see them grow. And I really, of course, they're 16 and 14, but I want them to see them become young adults. I want to see my great grandchildren if that's doable. I have no control over that. That is something, if it happens, it happens. But it's worth the program to go on because your numbers do change. I have proof my numbers have changed enormously. So
Well,
yes, the program's worth it.
well, congratulations to you. I mean, you did the hard work. You took a step out into the unknown. You put yourself first, and that's what it takes. But you also reap the rewards. So congratulations to you.
Thank you.